getting answers for Western Massachusetts. This is Western Mass News.
Yes, it was a very mild day. Did we break any records? We'll take a look at that in a second, but changes are coming. How cold it gets. Could we see some snow coming right up?
I think it's unfortunate that the governor did not prioritize us.
Teachers speaking out to Western Mass News tonight as the governor defends the state's vaccination plan.
We want to make sure that every resident who wants a vaccine in the city of Springfield is able to get one.
Plus, city and state leaders lay out new plans to ramp up vaccination efforts in Springfield tonight. Those details straight ahead.
We begin with breaking news out of Ludlow, where emergency crews are responding to a 2-alarm fire on Center Street. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on this Thursday. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordyn Jagolinzer. Western Mass News has a crew on the way and will continue to bring you the very latest on this situation, both on air and online, as we learn more. Switching gears now to the weather. Hopefully many of you get to spend the day outdoors and take advantage of the nicest day we've seen so far this year.
And for what we can expect to see the rest of the week, let's turn things over to First Warning meteorologist Zack Duhaime. Zack?
You guys said it correctly. Yeah, the nicest day of the year was the warmest day in over 4 months. The last time we saw the 70-degree temperature was November 11, 2020. So yes, 62 though. We're starting to cool things off with clouds coming in. I was looking at the radar. There could be a spot sprinkle over the next hour or two. It's kind of weakening as the line of showers moves in. Unfortunately, that's with the cold front. So temperatures go down, not up after that comes through. Another camera shot of those clouds coming in as well. And here's the last one I'll show you along the water. Still a nice shot, even though there's clouds in there, considering that temperatures are in the 60s in mid-March. No one's complaining about that. So yes, the first 70-degree day since November 11th, and we actually tied the record set back in 1977 with even 70 degrees. Please, hope you got to enjoy it today. Temperatures right now on the cooling down, but still on the mild side. 59 the cooler spot in Holyoke, 62 in Springfield, 60s and 50s across the board. These are well above the average, highs in the 40s. I mentioned the satellite and radar. See a couple of those showers. They're going to be weakening, so maybe a sprinkle touching the area over the coming hours, but not much to complain about heading to tomorrow, especially the morning hours. Could be some fog or clouds and breaking for sun. 49 when you head out to school, about 58 when you head home. A great looking forecast, so the breeze picks up. Windy overnight Friday and big changes with the cool down for the weekend, and could be some snow next week. The full forecast with all the details coming up in just a little bit. Over to you guys.
All right, Zach, thanks. Western Mass News is your vaccine authority. As we mark 1 year into the COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Charlie Baker defending his plan for vaccinating teachers and education staff.
That group became eligible to sign up for vaccines at mass vaccination sites today, joining thousands of other eligible people in the state. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo is live for us in Springfield now with more. Audrey?
They were able to sign up today, but starting tomorrow, teachers and other eligible people will be able to put their name on a pre-registration list. And essentially what state officials say this is going to do is replace the old system of signing up for vaccine appointments using those virtual waiting rooms. And now you can get your name added to a pre-registration queue, and it's a Google Cloud registration form. Now, all of this is happening as Governor Baker is defending his plan to vaccinate teachers, while the teachers union makes more demands.
I got vaccinated on Sunday, and today she got vaccinated, my husband and my brother-in-law.
Getting vaccinated was a family affair for the Wurtzes, using the Eastfield Mall mass vaccine site Thursday. Starting tomorrow, the state will use a pre-registration system for the COVID-19 shots at mass sites. That will put people in a queue. But state officials warn using this new system could still take weeks for eligible people like teachers to actually get a shot.
We incorporated them into the current eligibility model starting today. And we set aside 4 days at the end of March and the beginning of April.
That's Governor Charlie Baker defending his plan to provide 4 teacher-only clinics. This comes as the Massachusetts Teachers Association has put forth a more robust plan to vaccinate teachers using firefighters administering the shot. The union also wants to vaccinate college workers in their plan. But Baker says he's sticking to his own rollout.
I am not going to be in a position where I take vaccine away from people who are extremely vulnerable, who have multiple medical conditions and are over the age of 65, to give it to a targeted population.
But elementary teachers will have to go back to class full-time starting April 5th.
Susan Edwards, an elementary teacher, got her vaccine already, but she's worried about her colleagues getting protected in time.
I think it's unfortunate that the governor did not prioritize us like they prioritize the teachers in other states.
Again, starting tomorrow, the state will have a new way to sign up for a COVID-19 vaccine. It's through a pre-registration form that's going to be on Google Cloud. And again, this is for all people who are currently eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks for that live report. The Baker administration says new plans are in the works to allocate vaccines specifically to residents in the city of Springfield for neighborhood vaccination sites.
Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane live for us in Springfield with more on that. Lindsay?
Chris and Jordan, Governor Baker's office had a meeting with the Springfield COVID-19 task force earlier this week to go over their plans to bring vaccines to the city. Mary Lou Sutter says state officials are working on making this happen.
We're reaching out through Curative to the city about opportunities to partner together. And the city, all the disproportionately impacted communities get an allocation separate from all other allocations of vaccine, from 400 up to 1,000. City of Boston gets 1,000 because it's obviously the largest city, to also start to plan how they want to use the vaccines.
It's very important for us to have localized.
Jesse Letterman, a city councilor and member of the COVID-19 task force, tells Western Mass News the proposal sent to the state focused on weekly access to doses of the vaccine, hoping for at least 2,000 weekly to make neighborhood vaccination sites a reality.
It's very important for us to have localized distribution of the vaccine. You know, despite the fact that a super vaccination site was sited in Springfield, that site remains inaccessible to many residents across the city, whether because of transportation or really because of the technical incapacity that has existed in the system. We want to make sure that every resident who wants a vaccine in the city of Springfield is able to get one, and also that every neighborhood has convenient access to a vaccination site.
He says Springfield officials are having a meeting on Tuesday to go over more plans, but for now they're thrilled the state is in support of their proposal. Live in Springfield, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
Lindsay, thanks for that live report. Western Mass News is your vaccine authority. We're getting you answers surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine and its rollout. You can grab your phone now and open up that camera app to scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen for the latest vaccine headlines, vaccination sites, and to send us a vaccine-related question. You can also call us with your questions at 413-846-0200 or email us at vax@westernmassnews.com. And a reminder, that is not to sign up to get the vaccine.
The Department of Public Health releasing today's COVID-19 data. They say the state's positivity rate over the last 7 days sits at 1.72%. They say there have been sadly 42 new deaths due to the coronavirus, and so far, more than 1.5 million Massachusetts residents have received one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. There are approximately 6.8 million people who live in the Bay State. For a full look at those numbers, you can check out our free Western Mass News streaming app.
A follow-up now to a story we first brought you last night. 8 people woke up this morning homeless after a fire tore through their house on Bay Street in Springfield.
Now they have to figure out how to move forward with no renter's insurance. Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis has more.
I thought it was her, so I couldn't find her.
Laura Agella walking us through what was going through her mind when her house on Bay Street went up in flames. She tells us her daughter was inside doing remote learning when the fire broke out.
When I just heard there was a fire in the house, the first thing I was thinking to find my daughter, and she was hiding in the bottom of the table.
Laura tells us the flames almost reached her daughter.
And when she reacted and heard me, I was looking for her like crazy, and the fire was almost on top of her. She just came out.
Laura and her 2 daughters, her sister and nephew, along with other people in the house, now have nothing. No clothes or shoes.
One day you got your family, your house and everything, and the next day you just don't have nothing, only your family.
And now they have to figure out how to replace everything. The family tells us they were impacted by the pandemic and stopped paying for renter's insurance during the summer.
I lost my job for the COVID because I had to stay with my girls. My mom.
That was Leon Purvis reporting. We spoke to the American Red Cross. They tell Western Mass News for people who don't have renter's insurance, they can get help from local and state programs. The family for now is staying with another family member. A GoFundMe is set up for them. You can find that on our website, westernmassnews.com.
And now at 6, Springfield police and city officials continue to crack down on the city's illegal dirt bike problem. State Rep and Springfield City Councilor Orlando Ramos is introducing legislation on both levels to try to help crack down on the issue. On the state level, he introduced a bill that would allow city and state police to impound off-road vehicles. And on the city level, Ramos is introducing an ordinance that would prohibit gas stations to sell gasoline to dirt bike riders.
These off-highway vehicles are everywhere in every neighborhood of the city of Springfield, and we want to make sure that we do everything that we can to make it as difficult as possible for them to do business as usual.
Under the proposed ordinance, gas stations could face a $300 fine. Ramos hopes to present the new legislation at the next city council meeting on March 22nd.